Welcome to this video on taking part in asynchronous discussions on a NewsSocial. The term asynchronous means that you could join these discussions at time of your choosing. And in a NewsSocial, people go into circles which has specific aims to work together and to arrive at solutions together. Arriving at positive outcomes requires a whole chain of group ideation, which could be meeting events, could be these asynchronous discussions, it could be brainstorming or people authoring documents, and then the outcomes all linked together to provide one knowledge object that one can build on for actions and for moving forward. Two aspects of our discussion. One of them, they are moderated, and the other is that the purpose is to arrive at positive outcome by consent. And there are various models for arriving at consent. One of them is the sociocracy model that we support. This slide on the decision-making process is made by Outlandish Cooperative, and we thank them for it. So the moderator will make a proposal after consulting with his or her colleagues. He will answer any clarifications made by the participants, and the moderator can also provide various background documents which in NewsSocial enable you to do on the discussion post in terms of the minutes of past meetings, background reference documents that help the participants in understanding the background to the proposal. The moderator will look for concerns by the participants. They could comment, or the moderator can release one or two voting grounds to quickly judge concerns. People will answer the voting grounds at their time. Then the proposal is modified to arrive at something which is safe for everybody, safe for the organization. It doesn't contradict the aims of the circle, and it is a step forward. It's not perfect, but it is a step forward. Once the decision is made, the moderator will close the discussion thread with it. So the discussion thread is closed, and one can move to the next round. Let us see how the NewsSocial deals with these asynchronous discussions. So let's go to NewsSocial. Our discussions are actually in a circle called Community Wealth for the sake of this exercise. So if I click on Community Wealth, I see within it various discussions and documents to do with community wealth, including this discussion, which you can see it from the icon called Viability of Community Asset Mapping in Our City. I click on it and I can see it. And I could be a moderator in here, or I could be one of the participants. So it tells me in here where's the starts and the ends as the moderator have decided. So it's given a month and ends up on the 15th of October. And maybe only a small part of the circles are concerned with it, although all members of the circles are notified. So the moderator is Ali and the participant are Dina and Nick for the sake of this exercise. And within this discussion post, you could have one or more discussion threads. Each one of them concludes with an outcome, is closed with an outcome. For the sake of this video, we are simplifying it by having only one discussion post in it. So the moderator also would have embedded various documents to help the participant understand the background to his proposal. And one of them, for example, is the minutes of a Greenfield discussion, which was done on the 17th of February, which says ideas collection for supportive community asset mapping in Preston. Okay, and then Ali, the moderator, which is me in this case, I will come to the discussion threads field and I will click in here and I will post a new discussion thread. Is community asset mapping viable in our city? And when I publish this post, then all the participants and all the circle members are alerted to it in various ways. If they are on their mobile, they will receive an alert. On the activities page of the browser, they will be notified, and also they will receive an email to tell them that a new discussion thread is open. Is community asset mapping viable in our city? That's the email received by everybody And if they click on the link, they are taken directly to the thread, and then they could take part in the discussion. Some of the members of the circle might be in the discussion post itself, and they will see this discussion thread popping up on the screen, and they might respond directly. So, for example, Nick Taymuran is one of them. He would have seen it, and the way he responds is actually by clicking on the respond icon next to number one, next to the thread itself. He has to click in here on the respond icon so that his answer is 1.1, is one level down, and Nick will answer to say, I think it is viable for sure. I have seen the discussion posted, I read about it, and I think we can do it. When Nick does his response, then people are also alerted in various ways that there is Nick have responded, and specifically Ali the moderator would have been told that Nick have responded to his proposal. Dina, on the other hand, is working on her mobile, and she gets alerted, and when she clicks on the link for the response, which could have arrived by email, she's taken directly to the thread itself. Is community asset mapping viable for our city? And she could read what other people have responded, like what Nick have said, which he agreed, and she decide that she's going to respond, and she clicks in here, click here to write response to Ali Al-Assam. She clicks in here, she writes her response, she posts it, and she's a bit concerned. We do have to ensure funding first. Without funding, I have great concerns. Everybody sees that on their browser. Now, all the participants, including the moderator, would have seen Dina's and Nick's concern, and who would have sent one voting round to judge concern, and then the moderator, sometime during the lifetime of the discussion, will say we have to address Dina's concern on funding. As you see that his response is 1.3 because he does it within the thread. He responds within the thread. He goes in here on this respond and click in here as moderator so that everything is within that thread. And 1.3 says we have to address Dina's concern on funding. He also decides by clicking on here to start the new voting round. And then he sees the result of his voting, and everybody sees it, and it says, well, Dina says, I agree, provided we fund it first. Nick agrees, Ali agrees. So really there is a consent in here, is that we could go ahead provided we get funding first. So this is a consent. Ali will write a conclusion to seek funding for company asset mapping by putting it as another comment on his thread number one, so that becomes 1.5, and then he goes in here and use the option close with this outcome. So he closes the discussion. There is an outcome, and appears in blue in here, conclusion to seek funding for community asset mapping. And everybody is informed by email that this discussion thread has been closed. So people can move forward to the next step. Maybe there will be a meeting after that. I would like to show you quickly some of the features available to us taking part in these asynchronous discussion. So if you take Nick as a participant, next, if he clicks on the overflow menu in here, the three dots, he could unpublish his comment, his post, his response. He could edit it, he could open it in a three window, or he could report any other response as inappropriate so that the moderator or the other admins can act. He could see who is at this particular time is actually opening the discussion. And if you click on this three, you can see there are three. There is Minyo, Ali Al-Assam, and Nick Taymuran, who is taking part in this discussion. And if he clicks on this view icon, then he could see what are the recent votes or the recent notes, and he could display the thread in various ways. So it could be, for example, displayed as a column. If you have more than one thread in this discussion post, you could see them next to each other. Each one could be closed with an outcome, as I said before. And these are some of the features available to the participants. Also, if you click on the help guide at any time, you could take a tour through the discussion post itself. and you could share it, of course. The moderator, on the other hand, has more tools at his or her disposal to conduct the meetings. For example, if you go next to any post, any thread, and you click on the overflow menu, as a moderator, you have the option of closing it with an outcome. So you could close any thread, any comment, and you make it the outcome of that discussion. The other thing that a moderator has is by clicking on this icon, he or she can start a new voting round for the discussion. Now, having closed this discussion with that outcome in front of you in blue, now me as moderator, I could exit this post and I go back to my circle, and you could see it in here, and you could see the new icon appearing, which says that this discussion is closed with this outcome. And there is no more to do unless the moderator for some reason decides to reopen the discussions. You could see that there were previous discussions before. So there is one that was started on the 14th of September, which was a brainstorming discussion. How do we go about asset mapping? And this discussion is the follow-up to it. And you might follow up the whole thing with a meeting to close the whole issue. Although our meeting, as we have seen, was really to start the funding process and the funding discussions. I hope this video was useful. If you have any more questions or comments, please email us to info@newsocial.co.uk, or you could also access the NewsSocial Help circle on your platform. And within the NewsSocial Help circle, there are a variety of videos and help files on all aspects of the NewsSocial platform. Bye.